I often begin any talk on this subject with an apology because I think I'm destined to offend some of you here. I want to assure you that's not the point. I'm not being deliberately provocative. I'm simply extremely worried about the role that religion is playing in our world. I think religion is the most divisive and dangerous ideology that we have ever produced. Evidence for our religious doctrines is either terrible or non-existent. I mean, any person who dignifies Genesis as an account of creation, or even as informative, is essentially saying to someone like Stephen Hawking, Stephen, you're a smart guy, and I see you got a lot of equations over there, but you don't know enough about cosmology. How useful is it that the Sunni and the Shia in Iraq have such heartfelt religious differences? How useful is it that so many Jewish settlers think that the creator of the universe promised them a patch of desert on the Mediterranean? How useful has Christianity's anxiety about sex been these last 70 generations? The truth is that atheists are free to admit that there's much about the universe we don't understand. I mean, it is obvious we don't understand the universe, but it is even more obvious that neither the Bible nor the Quran reflects our best understanding. What about this notion that we get our morality out of Scripture? Well, clearly we don't get our most basic moral impulses out of Scripture. And a person clearly doesn't learn that cruelty is wrong by reading the Bible or the Quran, because you don't already know that going in. You're just going to be confronted with endless celebrations of cruelty in these texts. And these books are bursting with celebrations of cruelty, both human and divine. I mean, the God of the Bible hates sodomy and will kill you for it, but he rather enjoys the occasional human sacrifice. But I think at the very least we can say he doesn't quite have his priorities straight. In the Old Testament, we witness the most immoral behavior imaginable. Genocide, ethnic cleansing, sexual slavery, the murder of children, kidnapping, all of it not only permitted by God, but mandated by God. I mean, if you doubt this, take another look at books like Exodus and Leviticus and Deuteronomy and 2 Samuel and Numbers and 1 and 2 Kings and Zechariah. In these books, the most unethical behavior is celebrated. If these events occurred in our own time, half the prophets and kings of Israel would be shackled and brought to the Hague for crimes against humanity. truth is, people do not need to be threatened with damnation to love their children, to love their friends, to want to collaborate with strangers, or indeed to recognize that helping strangers can be one of their greatest sources of happiness. 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 Happiness.